The former Chief Financial Officer of the Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries was convicted and sentenced on the 17th February 2025 at the Belleville Specialized Commercial Crimes Court on charges of corruption related to the tender that was awarded in December 2016. Welcome to another video. My name is Mqundisi. Let's take a step back. Let's see exactly what happened. A tender was awarded to an unknown company by the name of Wiljaro Pty Ltd on the 15th of December 2016. Unknown in the fishing industry because it was not in possession of a permit to process fish. On 21st January 2017, the then Minister Senzeni Zokwana issued this media release, and it reads, open brackets, given the seriousness of these allegations, the Minister has decided to suspend the current award with immediate effect. Similarly, the exemption permit issued in respect of processing the confiscated abalone has been withdrawn. Close quote. Minister Zokwana then appointed the IFM to conduct forensic investigation. The report was tabled on the 31st May 2017, and its findings were as follows. 1. As early as July 2016, the CFO was reminded that the contract for transport, warehousing, processing, marketing of confiscated abalone was coming to an end in December 2016. Ordinarily, tender process for such a contract would take about 90 days from the beginning to the end. That allowed the CFO more than enough time to initiate the process, given that he was alerted as early as July. However, nothing was done. 2. On the 8th November 2016, a further email was transmitted to the office of the Chief Financial Officer, advising that the stores were getting full and soon the department will have no space to store abalone. That email further put forward a suggestion wherein most of the existing abalone could be processed by the existing service provider in order to create more space. 3. Towards the end of November that year, the Chief Financial Officer and the Chief Director, Financial Management, that is his second in charge, visited the stores of the department in Paden Island. After discussion with the head of the branch, they advised staff that a 3-code system will be used as emergency measure for appointment of the service provider to help clear the stores. Lastly, the contract was awarded to Wiljaro, and an email was dispatched to Gershom Ramazan, advising him of the appointment on the 15th December 2016. What then was irregular about this? This contract was littered with irregularities from the beginning to the end, and they include the following. While relevant officials were aware that the contract was going to come to an end, they failed to initiate a process for appointment of a new service provider on time. This created an emergency, as the consequences of which 3-code system would be the only viable option. In other words, this was a self-created emergency. At the time, Walker Bay and SABNT were contracted to the department to undertake this function. Strangely, the department extended the contract of SABNT but terminated that of Walker Bay on the 1st December 2016. which created the emergence. Wiljaro did not meet the criteria for appointment as service provider, as they did not possess a valid fish processing permit. They only buy access to a processing permit by buying 50% shares of ShipPax Pty Ltd on the 9th of December 2016. You will realize that this process was initiated by the submission that was approved on the 5th of December 2016. So that means that Wiljaro only acquired the access to the permit about 4 days after the contract was awarded to them. That submission, which was initiated on the 20th of December, was backdated as though it was signed off on the 5th December 2016. On the other hand, Wiljaro was not in the departmental database until the 6th December 2016. A day after the submission that culminated to its appointment was signed off. The Chief Financial Officer appointed the CD, Financial Management, that would be, again, his second in charge, as an acting CFO. Yet, he was at work working the paperwork during the time. And of course, in terms of the delegation in the department, it was irregular for the Chief Financial Officer to appoint a person who would act in his position, let alone that he did so while he was still at work. He even wrote emails threatening officials who were uncomfortable to sign because they could see the process was irregular. So, what was the fallout of all this? One of the officials who refused to sign document resigned, understandable, because she was told in an email that, open quote, if she is not going to approve a legal document, then she can as well work somewhere, as I cannot allow an employee to be insubordinate. You will note this email was written on the 22nd December when the Chief Financial Officer was actually not the Chief Financial Officer, as he has appointed someone else to play this role. The abalone was handed to Wiljaro, and on the 18th January, this was the beginning of the troubles of the then DDG, Fisheries Management, and 2 other officials. These officials were instrumental in reporting the matter to the minister, which resulted to the suspension and later cancellation of the contract that was awarded to Wiljaro. They also supported all the processes to bring the truth to light, including opening a criminal case that has led to this conviction. They were all taken through unfair disciplinary process and dismissed in circumstances that were clearly unlawful. You can watch my video, Trumped Up Charges, if you have not done so already, for more insight on these matters. By the way, among charges brought against these officials were that they failed to report the theft of abalone that was stolen at the stores of Wiljaro in Gansbaai. Go figure. How does one get charged for abalone that is stolen at private stores? Not to mention that at the time when they were charged, the matter was already reported to the police. So in other words, the employees of the stores had already opened a criminal case in respect to the break-in. It is doubtful that the CFO had much to benefit from this, or was the only beneficiary on the scheme. He clearly has audacity to intimidate officials in writing. People don't usually ask others to be corrupt in writing if they don't have a more authoritative backing. Only time will tell if there are other culprits still lurking in the shadows. Like, share, and subscribe.